Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot covered call car session video. I'm on the road. I want to talk covered calls. Look, I'm going to keep this short and to the point. We're talking about Workhorse. A lot of people got into Workhorse, and quite frankly, today they're going to be assigned shares much higher than where they're trading at now. So let's go ahead and get to this. I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm also going to let you know where I'm at with Workhorse, because I have 1,000 shares too. So if you like anything you're hearing today, I need you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. Hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. Lets me know you like what I'm doing. And today's goal is 200 likes. Absolutely love it when I check my likes, man. It jacks me up to come back to do another red hot cover call video. Now, with that said, we are talking Workhorse. A lot of people are hurting. Me too, although not as bad as I could have. We're going to talk about my situation, but before we get there, let's talk about your situation. Now, I have to make a couple assumptions here because I've gotten floods of email. You know, in the middle of the year last year during the pandemic, I was talking a lot about Workhorse because I found Workhorse to be trading in a perfect range. Anywhere between 14 and 18, we would play it for covered calls and cash secure puts, and it worked out. And as we found out, Workhorse was bidding for the USPS last mile EV truck contract. Now, this contract was going to be about $20 billion. So this was a big one, okay? And good old Workhorse rallies. Now, it rallies from 14 and it rallies to 30. And it backs back down and rallies again. Now, as of, I believe, Tuesday was trading as high as 37 bucks. And to be honest with you, I think everybody was thinking it was going to get that contract, even though I hadn't heard anything. Remember, I own 1,000 shares, so I'm keeping an eye on Workhorse as well. Well, just this week, I had a 27.50 strike on my 1977 cost basis shares, and I got like $2.25 for that. That was a 30-day trade. Well, I get a text, and somebody says, what's happening to Workhorse? It was down damn near 50%. I immediately started getting emails, and yeah, it was down 50% because they did not get a piece of the USPS contract. So of course it falls. And in fact, in many of the emails I did last year about Workhorse, I said that this thing is probably going to fall at least 10 points if they don't get that contract. Now, that was when it was trading at 20. So that would be 50%. So it actually traded like I thought. Now, I got caught in this. Stock fell to 15 bucks and feeling the pain. Well, with that said, I bought my option back for like 30 cents immediately, largely because if there was going to be a dead cat bounce, right, over the next couple days, if there was going to be a dead cat bounce, I was going to be able to then write a covered call and maybe pick up some short-term positive move back to 20, and I could pick up a nice little premium. That was my situation before this. So I have no obligation at that point. I have the shares and they're uncovered. Well, now looking at Workhorse and hearing your story, you know, I'm finding out a lot of you have been doing the wheel strategy, and you probably sold a cash secure put at the money, probably did a 1 week. So today is expiration, which means clearly you're going to be assigned the shares. I'm going to make a couple assumptions here, and we're going to talk about what you can do. And to be honest with you, some of the ideas I give you are not going to be the warm and fuzzy, oh, you're hurting my feelings, John, ideas. This is a moment testing your positive half cup full mindset, because you're seriously going to be down. But more importantly, you have to make a decision. This is where good traders become great. You have to make a decision that's going to hurt. Because your option, you probably got $2 for that cash secure put at the money. Your option is probably trading for $15 right now. Maybe even $20, depending how high you did your cash secure put, because some of you may have done in the money cash secure puts because you've been watching on YouTube and these YouTubers are telling you, look, you have to get the shares in a wheel. So instead of doing an at the money like I do, they tell you to go in the money, which means you're deeper in the hole than maybe somebody else. So when it was trading at 37, you might be in at 38. So I'm going to assume you got about $2 for that. And now to buy this back, to relieve the obligation, you're going to have to pony up anywhere between 15 and $20. Now, to alleviate that obligation, somebody assigning you their shares at 37, 38, you could buy back your option. But do understand, that is a hard loss. I mean, that's a loss, point blank. You were given $2, you're going to buy it back for $15 or $20. That goes in the books as a loss. See, you don't own the shares, right? At least if you own the shares and wrote a covered call, you can at least say, hey, I own the shares, which is, trading at about $17 right now. You don't have that option. You're going to take a hard loss. So here's idea number one. Back when Roku during the pandemic was trading at 138, and then it fell because everything fell during the pandemic, I thought I was smart by doing a at the money cash secure put because Roku had fallen from 150. Was doing my support lines and all that stuff, and sure enough, it fell, and it fell into the 70s. So I'm sitting there, I'm feeling the pain, right? Soccer kick to the ribs. But I had to make a decision. Did I want to own the shares? Because I was going to be assigned the shares of 135, and hey, nobody was talking about stay-at-home stocks back then. So the idea that, you just assigned the shares of 135 and it's a $500 stock today. No, that wasn't what was on people's minds back then. So what I did was this. I got like $10, and I think I showed you this in my video for March 2020. You could watch that video where I think I got $10. I'm on the road. You got to give me a little runway here. These are my unedited car session videos. And of course, it's trading in the 70s. I think I end up buying that option back for $38. Now, why did I buy that option back and take the hard loss? Because I ran a spreadsheet. If I were to buy the option back, I lose X. I did the math on if I was assigned the shares, 100 shares at 70 something, I was going to be down triple with no hopes of selling premium. Man, this thing is trading for 70 something. My strike is 135. I'm going to be dancing with the devil. 100% dancing with the devil, because I'm going to be writing covered calls, strike prices considerably lower than my stock purchase price. So I'm dancing every single trade, man. I got a fear that Roku wakes up and says, we did this, and boom, the stock pops $20. I'm stuck because I can't let my shares go away in the 70s. So that's one option you have right now. If you haven't been assigned, do the math. What's it going to cost you to buy back your option, alleviate the obligation, sit back? Or if you're assigned the shares, what is going to be your immediate loss? Because you're in the same spot. Now, again, you can say, well, I own the shares. Now, there you got to have a mindset of, I'm going to take the shares, and I think the company is good. I think the company is going to have profits. They're going to sell their trucks, and they might even get a piece of that USPS contract. Then it might make sense. You're going to have to sit on the bench. You do have the shares considerably below your strike, your stock purchase price. Now you got to reboot. You got to be cup half full, man. This is where, I'm going to give you an idea, but this is where I got in the dirt emotionally. Okay, I've talked about this, sort of danced around this idea for years. Now, by the way, that was idea number one, so you got to make that decision. Idea number two is this. You could do what I did with Conoco. Okay, I bought Conoco, man, as oil is spiking, headed to $100. Bought Conoco at 80, loved it. Making money, man, a fat dividend. I am living large, doing videos on it. Well, oil crashes to $25, and next thing you know, my Conoco shares are trading in the 40s. Well, I get damn near depressed. Anxiety hits me like no other because I thought I knew what I was doing. Realized I didn't. And I'm sitting there holding this bag. Literally, every day I woke up, oh, it'll be up today. I'm not going to sell. Every day it would be down. There were times where I had to get up from my laptop before the market opened. You know, Conoco and all the big oils are just tanking. I'd have to get up and walk away. The anxiety, you know, you could just feel it. And I made a decision. This might be your decision, I don't know. I made a decision that oil was not going to come back, and Conoco sure in the hell wasn't going to go to 80 anytime soon. I wanted to alleviate that horrible decision I made. So what I did was this. I said, okay, I own this dog stock. I'm down 50%. I had been trading Bristol Myers for years. It was trading for around 40x as well. I decided to move that loss out of Conoco into Bristol Myers. Okay? Now, the mindset is 100% different now. I still lost 50%. I do understand. But the mindset was different. I wasn't in oil anymore. Oil was crashing. Now I was playing one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies. And I had a different mindset. Now my mindset was half cup full. I was able to make some trades and collect some dividends, feel better about it. And I came out of that oil experience better for it. So really what I did was I moved my loss into just another stock trading at the same. Now, do understand on my spreadsheets, I did give Bristol Myers my 80 cost basis, and we battled back from that. And in fact, Bristol Myers did trade as high as 73, doing exactly what I thought. But the mindset changed immediately. I wasn't that guy with my head in my hands, feeling like a loser. Oh, I made a bad trade. I made a lot of bad trades with those oil companies. I don't do that anymore. And part of my deal here is I don't sit on my hands. Many times I will bail on a trade, and it's because of that. We learn from our mistakes. I'll tell you right now, I play Texas Hold'em poker when I get a chance, and I could tell you now, I played for years. I could almost remember every single bad hand. Every hand I lost serious money. But I don't know if I could tell you all the times I made money. It's some sort of a switch in us where we can learn from losing. Okay? So the key here is you could do that. If you're assigned the shares, you're feeling kicked, you don't think Workhorse is going to go anywhere. You can move that money out, take the loss, put it into something else, and trade it. That would help you with your mindset, maybe your emotions, and make a good decision on the next stock you pick. Now, let's talk about what you can do with the option. Now say you're assigned the shares, okay? And you're just going to write covered calls. You could pick strike prices that are deep out of the money. Now, you're going to enter the ways of the crumbs. By the way, I think I'm going to write a book called The Ways of the Crumbs, because now you're collecting crumbs. But we got to pick up crumbs. So we're going to play that 30 delta, right? We're going to do the 30-day, 30 delta. The delta represents the chances of it getting to that strike. And just pick up baby crumbs. We got to reduce our cost basis. And to be honest with you, at this point, we're not thinking about making money. We're thinking about coming clean on this trade. Okay? I use the 30 delta. Most people use the 30 delta because it's unlikely in 30 days it gets there, gets to that strike. Could. This could, because if it comes out that they did get a piece of that USPS contract, or something was a little, let's say, smelly, maybe it was politically driven. Do remember it was Trump that announced that they were going to take over the Lordstown plant. You remember that? I actually believe this could have been politically motivated. But look, at this point, man, we're in this and we are down. We have to make a good decision. So you could sell that 30 delta out of the money strike, pick up crumbs, and then if the stock were to pop, moving towards your strike, you're going to have to dance with the devil. Dance with the devil means the stock has gone above your strike price. We cannot let our shares be taken away. So we have to buy back, add to our cost basis, but we're going to roll up for another credit. It may not be enough to pay for the loss, but we have to do it because we have to dance. I've done this many, many times. Now, that's one option. Second one might be if you feel that Workhorse is really just feeling the pain now, and you do believe they're going to get a cut of that contract. Sorry about that. You might double down here, to be honest with you. I don't know if you have an account size that will allow you to do that, but you got to reduce that cost basis. So if you're in at 33, 35, stock's trading at 17, you might have to just buy some shares. Okay? Nibble. I'm hearing a lot of you folks you took a huge bite, overreached. So many times I'd love to overreach, man, but I can't. Got to be disciplined in this game. A lot of people ask me all the time, how much do you allocate for one stock play? And to be honest with you, I want to be diversified. It's hard to be diversified with a small ball account. I get it. But at the end of the day, you have to try. And I'll tell you, the three people I'm coaching right now got three great people. They are in it to win it. Instead of using their $10,000 all in one pop, which I could have, and right now, to be honest with you, we'd be knocking it down. I told them we are doing 1, 2, maybe 3 stocks. Maybe. Because I want to be diversified. And the stocks that we picked, Rocket Mortgage, GoodRx, and I have another one that I'm going to introduce to them. They're all in different sectors, right? So if we wake up and Rocket Mortgage did not hit earnings, it's not going to affect GoodRx, right? Got to be diversified. I know it's tough, man. It's a golden rule of any sort of option selling. We cannot overreach, but a little too late now. So if you are going to dollar cost average, meaning you're going to buy some shares to reduce your cost basis, please leg in. Buy 50 shares here, 100 shares there, leg in. Now, with that said, usually if I'm knee deep in a trade like this, it's rare that I throw more money at it. Not that I won't, but it's rare. Because usually what I do is I leg in, and then once I leg in, I'm in. And I'm just going to play it. And that's really what I'm doing now with my 1,000 shares. I could easily go out and buy another 1,000 shares, reduce my cost basis to say 17x, and then I'm green. And I can write a cover call, get $2 for it, and I'm really green. But I'm going to be disciplined. Okay? So, with that said, another idea that I don't do, but Jerry told me this. I'll be quick with this one. You may not be interested in this, but we might have to buy a call option. Buy a call option. Now, let me explain. Because when you buy call options, there's a definite deadline. You will lose all of your money. Got to understand the play here. Got to understand what we're looking to do. When Chevron during the pandemic fell from above 100 all the way down to 60, I was in it. And, I had some shares, talked to Jerry about it. Jerry started doing some research and we both started looking into it. How can we make money on this? Because we felt Chevron, if anything, is going to be the company they rally back when it comes to big S&P type companies. Pay such a good dividend. They had said that they're going to keep their dividend regardless. Jerry said, look, I got an idea. You think it's going to go to 80? I said, yeah, definitely. He goes, buy the 80 Leap. Don't pay that much money. It's damn near $20 out of the money. Not going to pay much. Buy a couple of those. Now, I didn't do that. I didn't do that because, again, I was dealing with many spinning plates. But had I bought that, what happens here is Chevron starts to base. And it is not going to go back to 100, but it is going to move back to 80. It took a little bit of time. Sure enough, it's moving towards 80. And because there's enough time on the option, because it's a Leap, Jerry was able to triple his money on the Leap. So that might be an idea. Spend a little bit of money, and if you think, you got to think, not me, you got to think it's going to go to maybe 22, okay, 25. Maybe you do that. Maybe you do that. Go to YouTube, search buying options, okay, buying call options. We don't do that here. We sell call options, but that could be an option. I'm trying to give you ideas, man. You're in the hole. I understand. Would love to have somebody give me ideas when, I was stuck with some of these stocks over the past couple years. I just had to battle through it. Do you remember when I bought Alibaba around 180, 185? That sucker fell to 130, 140. I did a video, the most unsatisfying 5% I've ever made in my life. Owned Alibaba for like a year and made 5%. And the reason I made 5% is because I battled, danced with the devil, kept rallying, selling that 30 Delta. I had to pick up crumbs, man. The way to crumbs. You gotta be satisfied with picking up little crumbs, adding to the cost basis, right? Reducing the cost basis. And sure enough, I was able to get out of that Alibaba trade at a 5% profit. Now, I'm going to leave you right here with what I've done with my 1,000 shares, and I will, I'll be disappointed if I come up with another idea. Look, I own 1,000 shares. 1977 is the strike. I already told you that, I would have been out of Workhorse, but the last time I was able to buy back an option, made a little bit of money, Workhorse was rallying, I just figured, what the hell, I'll do one more call option on it. Sure enough, I picked the 27.50 strike, and all was going well because I think it was Tuesday, it was trading in the 30s. Well, yeah, it fell, and I got stuck. So I went ahead and bought it back. I got paid like $2.20. I told you that. I bought it back for 30 cents. So now I'm uncovered, sitting there with 1,000 shares. And my cost base is 19x, so I'm starting to look at the 20 strike. If I can get anything, 1,000 shares, man, if I can get 70 cents, that's $780. I'll take that. I want to get something. I'm a crumb guy, man. Ways of the crumb. So I go ahead and as it rallies yesterday, it was trading for about $15.50, and I put in a 20 strike. I tried to get $1.50 for it. It wouldn't go. It was one of those situations where that $1.50 was below the bid. I was gonna go with a market order, but I was afraid that those were stale orders. I wanted my limit order price. And I came back and checked it. The bid was trading at 170. And I'm sitting there with a limit order of 150. So I said, hell with it, I'm going for it. Because even if they trip me less than the current bid of 170, probably get above 150. So I do the market, wincing a little bit, hoping it's not like 140 and it was a stale bid-ask spread. 192. Think of that, man. The market maker is sitting there with so many orders, they can't even take my order for which was cheaper than what the bid was. That's how it works, man. Market makers don't have to fill your limit order. And I've seen them sit there. I'd love to, a day in the life in a market maker, just to see how they handle their business, because that was sitting there. It could easily trip that. They didn't. So I get 192 for a 20 strike, and bam! Word comes out that Workhorse is going to challenge the USPS. They're asking for more information. So the stock pops like $3. Hey, I feel good because I want my 20 bucks. 20 bucks makes me whole. Plus I get the $1.92. That's $1,900 of covered call crumbs. So I take what I can get and we move on. Now, where do I think Workhorse goes from here? I mean, I really want you to do your homework, right? They have a good business. They're going to be in that business of the last mile EV delivery trucks. And there are tons of those businesses. And with the USPS now moving towards that, I do think the USPS is going to not influence, but they're going to set the standard for revamping the business and try to get these vehicles off of diesel. So I believe companies like Workhorse can still have a profitable business. Now, where does the stock go? Hell if I know, because at this point, the biggest bullish analyst came out and said, hey, we are sitting on the bench. We don't truly know where this goes. So they're sitting on the sidelines. Go to Yahoo Finance, search Workhorse, and read all the articles. Gotta know where this is going. And to be honest with you, if you're gonna stick around for the ride. Ride, by the way, is one that I'm looking at. Man, that was a perfect segue. Looking at Ride, because Ride isn't in that last mile truck delivery business. They have a hell of a consumer pickup truck that is, if you've ever seen, it's called Lordstown Motors Ride. Check out their truck. They are getting pre-orders by the dozens every single month, it seems like. The stock fell in sympathy. And I think that was unjustified. So you might see some buying into Ride. But again, they have no profits. They haven't sold any of their trucks. So please do your due diligence. I'm going to leave you right there. I got a video coming tomorrow on some trades I've done, man. Woo! That $1,000 weekly challenge made $4,000 this week expires today, and we're going to do it again. Also got a $1,000 monthly challenge stock I'm going to show you. So I want you to subscribe, bang that like button. Let's get 200 today. And hey, look, be safe, be healthy. Most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.